sports. It's in the game.
You talk about a big play. Hey, you don't get any bigger than that.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to South Florida at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. Oh, and there's a big hit right away as he's knocked down hard on the opening kickoff. Right to the air is Jackson. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. A big pickup of 38. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 34. Now Jackson. Throw caught by Flowers. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Jackson. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to South Florida at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Miami. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll run it again with Henry. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 3rd down, Henry. And he's going to be unable to get upfield as they take him down at the 21-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. From the 20, here's 2nd and 9. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Smith brings it in, going across the middle. Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll run for it with Achane. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
On 2nd down, Jackson
drops this underneath. It's Mitchell.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28.
A nice stick and stop for a loss there from Jalen Phillips.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Jackson.
Room past the 35.
And he's all the way up to the 39-yard line that time.
3rd and 2.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play. On 2nd down, here's Jackson. And that's dropped underneath to Mitchell. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Here's Jackson to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 35. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another 1st down. Running left, it's Henry. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Tenth carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Mitchell. Touchdown, Baltimore. They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And Hill will opt for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays.
Hill's hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
They'll try the right side with Henry.
Down to about the 37.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Again, it's Henry. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point. Here's 2nd and 3.
First carry now for Justice Hill. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
A handoff, running left, Henry. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Again to Henry. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Ravens have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football. To his throw, caught by his receiver, Hill.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. A 1-touchdown ball game. 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports.
He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10
at their own 26. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Play action. Now it's Tua.
This one thrown underneath to Achane.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On play action, here's Tua. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop him. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Tua on 4th down.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
So this offense able to convert on fourth, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. A run straight ahead with Achane.
And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. Achane here, they stay on the ground.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
Devon Achane
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Dolphins are an extra point away from drawing level.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 14. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone.
How did he stay on his feet?
And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the 3rd as they have their first possession of this 2nd half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
67 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
That boy showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
A 20th carry down for Derrick Henry. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. We have played 3 quarters. But we'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Henry running right. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as he'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Now a handoff to Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll run it again with Henry. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Just enough push up front. He only needed about 6 inches. He didn't get a whole lot more than that.
No, but he made sure he got enough so they didn't have to worry about measuring it or making it even close. Ends up picking up a couple of yards in a situation, as you noted, where he only needed inches.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down. Derrick Henry all alone. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They'll run with Mitchell. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
Second down, goal to go. Once more with Mitchell. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the second half. This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal. Henry will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
And this is the time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with the touchdown run to take the lead.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Tua. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now Tua. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Throwing Tua. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Steps away to his left. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And now this is... EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and the very wonderful AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from AT&T Stadium. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. They run here with Rico Dowdle. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They run again with Dowdle. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
But partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the run, it's Dowdle. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They run here with Dowdle. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Here's 3rd and 3. A running play, it's Dowdle. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And down to the 41.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he put
it on the carpet, a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. Look at the big man rumble. Down to the 10. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and take it to the house for a Miami touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching him.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now a 7-0 game. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. All day, baby, all day.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Third and 5.
Check back, check back. Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20. Here we go, here we go.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
Come on, D.
Prescott to throw on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position.
A man who is both a prep and collegiate star here in the Lone Star State, Devon Achane. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
How many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain.
Now 2nd and 9. Again, it's Achane.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They'll come to the line here, needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired, CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. 59 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. 2nd down and a yard. Now they'll run on the draw. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Throwing, Prescott. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And the Dolphins are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Tua now on 1st down. Short throw to Smith. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Up the middle, Achane. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They'll run, Achane. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half, They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
Here's Tua. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Tyreek Hill on the touchdown pass from Tua. And the Dolphins will extend their lead here just before halftime. And this drive, Charles, very well timed as they score with very little time remaining in this first half.
And I'm reminded that they get the second half kickoff as well, so they can break this one wide open before the other guys have a chance to possess the football.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes our score 17-0.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Second down, Prescott. And this one quickly to Lamb. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. One-sided first half, 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. On first down, Tagovailoa. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hill. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second down and 2. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Throw caught by Achane. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, hit him with the football, and they picked up the first down.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Setting to throw on first down is Tua.
Finds Hill on the crossing route, complete.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
Now Achane on 1st and 10.
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown.
Devon Achane
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Dallas, Texas is the spot. Third quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Well, back foot throw there is incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
To the air again, Prescott. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Out of the gun, here's Prescott.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40.
Just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, they're running a crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused, and here he throws it into coverage and gets it intercepted.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Tua now on first down. He's got room to roam. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. A run straight ahead with Achane. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. One more time with Achane. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jonnu Smith from 3 yards out. And the Dolphins have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, gotta give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Kevontae Turpin now from his end zone. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And again, it's Prescott. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Now Prescott. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. The Cowboys on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Prescott.
They'll set up the screen to Vaughn.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
Here we go. Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20. He's tired of you. He's tired of us.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins defense is able to hold.